in the Soviet Navy.
Ramey has trained most of their officer corps. He's nearly a legend in the submarine community.
The most deadly submarine ever built.
This thing could park a couple of hundred warheads off Washington. Nobody'd know a thing about it until it was all over.
And once more, we play our dangerous game with our old adversaries, the American Navy.
His plan is a mystery.
A man with your responsibilities reading about the end of the world.
Apparently, he has suffered a kind of nervous breakdown in which he announced his intention to fire his missiles on the United States.
He wants us to help you hunt him down, kill him.
Open the outer doors, firing point procedures.
We sail into history.
I'm gonna blow him right to Mars.
Ramius might be trying to defect.
You're just an analyst. What can you possibly know what goes on in his mind?
I'll give you 3 days to prove your theory correct.
I am not field personnel. I am only an analyst.
You're perfect.
I'm expendable.
He's defecting. You willing to bet your life on that?
From the best-selling novel by Tom Clancy. From the director of Die Hard.
Give this man a chance.
My orders are specific. Battle stations.
Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, James Earl Jones, Scott Glenn, Sam Neill. The Hunt for Red October.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the 35th anniversary watch-along of The Hunt for Red October, starring Alec Baldwin, Sean Connery, and company. I am your host, Ryan of ANICO Channel, and my co-host and other panelist here on this episode of Movie Watch-Along, going back to the year that was 1990, although the events in the film take place in 1984, before I was even born. Please welcome the Real or Deal. Ryan O'Regan is back in the building. What's up, Ryan? Good to see you, my man. How are you?
Good as always, fellow Ryan. Yeah, no, man, everything's going pretty good. Selling setup, as you can see. I'm sorry I'm not like completely dressed up in like a suit or anything today, because we're just talking about a good old fashioned American movie, Hunt for Red October. Pretty much one of Tom Clancy's classic novels put to film. One of the first of many. Our introduction to Jack Ryan, long before Krasinski started doing him on Amazon Prime or anybody else, like say, Ben Affleck. But Alec Baldwin, man, it's just weird seeing him as like that action adventure sort of like lead guy, but not like a romantic lead. It was kind of like a departure for me thinking about this, but it's like, yeah, no, I mean, it fits. Maybe not as much as Sean Connery with his accent playing a Russian military man. Man, early 90s was wild.
Yeah, a little bit of a suspension of what is known as disbelief, but thank you so much, kind sir, for being with us. Ryan the Real Deal O'Regan is here with us. So for those of you who are new to this programming known as Movie Watch Along here on ANICO Channel, this is how it's going to work. We're going to hit the magical button known as play on our own devices. You're more than welcome to watch the same movie that we talk about on each episode. In this case, it's The Hunt for Red October. It's currently it's on streaming services. You can queue up your copy on physical media. We have it queued up to the 1 second mark where we are. We're going to hit the magical button known as play here in just a moment. I'm going to give you a better idea of our panelists here, but I do want to say hello to everybody in the chat. If you have any fun facts, any fond memories of this, or anything involving the Tom Clancy novels, the Jack Ryan character, actors and actresses who take part in this movie, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Do not forget to like and share this with everyone you know. If you're joining this live or what is known as a replay, thank you so much for doing so. Deja says, this is my all-time favorite book and movie. OMG. Oh, my goodness.
All-time favorite? Wow.
Wow. Deja Marie, it's good to see you again. Good to hear from you. She's giving us heart emojis. And
there are some Hobbit fans that are going to be very pissed about that.
Yeah, and then she says yes with the, yes emojis there, Ryan. And then she also says, Sean Connery was absolutely amazing in this movie. Yeah, he was. He was.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about like Sean Connery being, the atypical James Bond and, doing a lot of his more action-oriented stuff, especially later in life.
Roles, yeah.
Yeah, seeing him in something like this politically,
Charged
drama-infused, it's like, you don't expect him to be that good.
Mm-hmm.
But he is.
Yeah, the everything about this is really good stuff. So, if we can go into this for just a moment, Ryan, what was it like for you seeing this movie way back when in 1990, or did you see it much later on down the road?
I definitely did not see this in 1990. I know that much.
No.
You were busy. It came out when I was like just starting to really grasp cinema, because I mean, yeah, there's like movies where you can go ahead and you can watch them, and when you're a kid, it's like, okay, well, that's fun. Okay, that's cool. And then I see something like this, and I'm like, wow, a lot of older guys talking. Like it didn't interest me at first. Then it probably came around like college time, like the 2000s and such, and stuff of this nature, stuff of a politically driven nature, things that are a little more cerebral than say what you would normally get with like a lot of action adventure movies in the 1990s. I mean, this wasn't Die Hard, even though it was made by the guy that did Die Hard. It was a departure, and mind you, the climax does kind of like finalize the whole bit about this being more war driven than anything else. But when you watch it for the first time, you do get a sense that it's like, wow, I almost feel like a little bit smarter for watching something like this. And mind you, this was a critically acclaimed movie for its time. Now, by now, it's probably like maybe, okay, I've seen plenty of those, but this was like a prototype. This was almost like a blueprint for that kind of political, intrigue with, will they, won't they, cat and mouse sort of like, political pressure sort of things going on. You didn't see that often until the 90s, when you really got like a good punch of it. Maybe it's because of Tom Clancy. Tom Clancy and his books, whether it be used for movies or used for video games, he just has his finger on the pulse of like what really creates good tension. And that's what you get with something like this. So even if you're not necessarily one of those people that gets into political or war-driven movies like this, or with a lot of talking and a lot of suspense like that, try it out. See if maybe you're not maybe a little surprised by how much you do get invested into it.
Fair points, fair points. Yeah, and you're right. This was a blueprint for a lot of for similar movies or storylines that were adapted into films, such as something like this. But yeah, Tom Clancy, award-winning writer, guy's been around for years and years and years and years. And this was the first Jack Ryan movie we ever got. Alec Baldwin plays the role. But it's funny though, because we got, and we'll talk more about this as we go throughout the course of the show. But yeah, Jack Ryan's got a movie for every day of the week, Monday through Friday, because there are 5 Jack Ryan movies with 4 different actors, and then we got the TV series with John Krasinski, as Ryan pointed out earlier. So plenty of Jack Ryan material to go around, not just the books, I say, but the TV shows and the movies. Goodness Lord. But with that being said, yeah, I didn't see this movie till way later, and the first time I saw it, I was thrilled by it. I thought, wow, for a movie that takes place on a 2 different submarines and a few other, exterior shots and a few different location shots, this is a well-contained movie. It's pretty well contained. And the other thing is, the tension is so good and built up in this movie throughout the very beginning to the very end, that there's a sense of tension. Something is building to whatever it is that's going to happen, and it's amazing how they all put it together. And the other funny thing is, this movie's rated PG. For a guy who just directed Die Hard 2 years prior, and then he does this with Connery and Baldwin, and there are a few curse words uttered in this movie, but the fact that this movie is rated PG, and it's based off a PG-13 type of book with a PG-13 type of storyline, I thought to myself, really? Okay, this is a bit new. Well, not new, but it's just rare that you see or hear that a movie like this is rated PG for what it's going through. But hey, I like this movie a lot. I think it's great. I think the cast is great. The storyline is very compelling. So it's good stuff. So without any further ado, Ryan and I are we're gonna turn things over to our virtual movie theaters respectively, and we hope you get a chance to watch this movie with us. We're gonna hit the magic button known as play in 3, 2, 1. Hit play. Here we go.
Which, by the way, if you want to go ahead and watch along with us, it is able to be rented on, like, say, Hulu or Amazon Prime or whatever. But if you have Paramount, it's free. So go ahead, sign up to your Paramount account if anyone actually has that.
Paramount Plus, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have Paramount? I don't have Paramount.
I don't. It's one of those streaming services I don't have access to. That's why I have this movie on physical media. I have it on DVD, but I also have the complete Jack Ryan movie collection on Blu-ray. So I can watch whatever Jack Ryan movie I could possibly feel like. But yeah, they're giving you the idea of where this story begins and some of the stuff that was going on leading up to this, with the little screen with the radar screen and the what do you call it, subtitles or story beats being put up on screen. Says what you're about to see, it never happened. It never happened. So allegedly. So
not at all. No.
Yeah. So we started out with a exterior shot being in the freezing cold. It's wintertime, very cold.
So Russia.
Yep. Oh, look at those steely eyes of Connery. Goodness gracious. He's very determined, very focused.
Like he's looking at a bottle of whiskey. In case you don't know, Sean Connery was a bit of a drunk.
I mean, I didn't know he struggled with alcoholism. I'm sorry.
I don't think he struggled with it. I think he had a pretty good handle on it.
Oh, so he was what's the expression? He was a functioning drunk.
I could say so. Yeah, I think
kind of like Ric Flair. Ric Flair is the same thing.
Ric Flair is not a functioning alcoholic.
I thought he said that he was.
Functioning disease.
Didn't he say he was a functioning alcoholic in an interview not too long ago?
I mean, put quotations around both words.
Okay, sorry. Sorry. I'm just telling you what I saw on the footage, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, I'm sure. I know he probably said so, but
yeah, he's like, I'm a functioning alcoholic. He said, didn't he? I think he said it during that 20 for 20 ESPN documentary. Did you ever see that?
Never saw it, but I do know it exists.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good. The ESPN Ric Flair documentary is pretty good stuff, man. Hey, look, it's Sam Neill.
Sam Neill. Wow.
Sam Neill, a.k.a. Dr. Grant. If there's one person here who can understand what I'm trying to do, it would, you understand what I'm trying to do here, right? Well, we're just trying to catch up, but humans and dinosaurs and man separated by 65 million years of evolution. I mean, how can we possibly know what to expect? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You're supposed to defend me against these animals, and the only one I have on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer. Thank you. Sorry, a little bit of Jurassic Park there, since Sam Neill stars in that movie, less than 3 years later after this movie had come out in 1990? Yeah.
Yeah.
So John McTiernan made this. Wow. This is astounding that he made this.
Is it maybe a thing that he just is really good with, like, enemies of a foreign nation?
Well, that and...
I mean, think about it.
Well, there's
when you have stuff like, Die Hard, where you have, like, Gruber.
That's right. Hans Gruber, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that just seems to be, like, his wheelhouse in a sense.
When I think of Joss Ackland, I'm thinking of Hans from Mighty Ducks.
Holy crap, Tim Curry's in this?
Yep.
What?
And I know exactly.
I don't remember that. How did I remember that?
Yeah, and I know what character he plays too. And Scott Glenn. Scott Glenn's in it.
Scott Glenn, I only remember from what is that?
What, Tall Tale: The Unbelievable Adventure that we grew up on?
No, the one with, like, the
Vertical
girl in the schoolgirl outfit with the samurai sword and the gun, Sucker Punch.
Oh, Sucker Punch. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember him from.
Stellan Skarsgård is in this too.
Stellan Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fred Dalton Thompson from Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise. And he was in, speaking of Die Hard, Fred Dalton Thompson was in Die Hard 2.
Yes, you're right.
Yep, he was in Die Hard 2, Die Harder, which, by the way, that movie turns 35 later this year.
Nice. For Christmas?
The Christmas movie, yeah. I don't know if we have a movie watch-along scheduled for it, but if not, I can always do another episode. Because I don't mind Die Hard 2. I like it. So
I know. It's kind of cut and repeat of the first one, but
yeah, but it's
there's Alec.
It's not terrible. I think Die Hard 2 is decent.
Overly Irish looking sweater.
Look at that. Hey, what are you doing? You're supposed to be upstairs sleeping.
Oh, that's Stanley.
Stanley the Bear is what she's referring to. Hey, look, it's Star Trek. God. Gates McFadden. It's Crusher. It's Crusher.
Wow. I think I've only seen her in, like, 2 other roles outside of Star Trek.
I know, that's a crazy thing. I've never seen her in anything other than, but now I've seen her in this, so it's like, oh, hey, she's Jack Ryan's wife in the first Jack Ryan movie, which is
hey, that's a good get. That's a good get. Can't be mad at the man.
It's cool that they were able to get her because, with Star Trek and all the other shows being under the logo of Paramount, just makes sense. She was already under contract.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Star Trek is a Paramount thing, isn't it?
It's a Paramount property. Yeah. So she was already under contract with the studio. So I'm guessing they went over to Enterprise one day or Next Generation. They said, hey, would you mind playing Jack Ryan's wife for a scene in this little movie we're shooting called Red October?
Well, that's kind of the thing that Disney does a lot of the times. Whoever's on contract or whoever's available in studio, that's what you get cast in the film.
But she only has like 2 or 3 lines, but she's fine. Gates McFadden looked really good in that scene too.
Oh yeah, no. Whenever you need, like, a female presence quickly, always go with a redhead. It just
Gates McFadden being one of them. Yes. What was the other thing about Gates McFadden I was trying to... Oh, by the way, did you notice that the director of photography for this movie is Jan de Bont, the guy who ended up directing Speed and Twister?
I did notice that. I like the name looked familiar, and I was trying to remember what it was.
Yep, the director of Speed, one of the greatest action movies of all time, and then he ended up directing Twister a few years later. James Earl Jones is in this too.
Well, I mean, yeah, I remember seeing James Earl Jones from the the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It just it didn't seem like he had that much presence. Now, is he playing the same guy that's also in the Jack Ryan series? Maybe or no?
In the other Jack Ryan movies, he plays the same character. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it is.
He's the through line through the Alec Baldwin and Harrison Ford movies.
Okay, so he's the thing that keeps it consistent. All right.
Yeah. What's the expression? He's the common thread, I would say.
Right.
Hey, look, Central Intelligence Agency. So that's where Jack Ryan's going. Jack boy, get yourself in here. We miss you, James Earl Jones. We miss you, man.
Oh God, that's right. He's dead. Oh crap.
Yeah, we miss him. We miss him though.
Oh man.
I know. And this movie came out less than a year after he did a great performance in Field of Dreams. Because Field of Dreams.
I mean, the 80s and 90s were very good to him. I'd say the 70s too.
Yeah, but definitely the 80s and the 90s were extremely good to James Earl Jones. I mean, he does the Jack Ryan movies. He does Field of Dreams. He's the voice of Mufasa. He does Star Wars. Guy's a boss. And we miss you, James Earl Jones. R.I.P. Caroline, that's it. That's who Gates McFadden is, Caroline.
Buy her a baby brother.
But she decided that it would be enough to buy one for Stanley. Well, who's Stanley?
That's what I was wondering.
Stanley's a bear. Yeah. That's the teddy bear that she was holding in the earlier scene in the film. Yeah. She's like, Stanley needs a baby brother. What's important enough to get you all playing in the middle of the night? Dude, that voice is just...
When he doesn't have God. That should be a clip.
True, but James Earl Jones is such a great actor. Great voice actor, too. I love his voice is great. Kevin's name is Ramius. One of yours. Yeah, I did a bio on him last year. He's taken out the lead boat in each new subclass for the last 10 years. Fairly good political connections. Trained most of their attack boat skippers.
It's so weird seeing Alec Baldwin actually talk intelligently,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you expect it from James Earl Jones, but Alec Baldwin, I mean, he just had a bit of a reputation over the years that when you look at his younger stuff, his earlier stuff, it's yeah, he actually had some good dialogue chops. He was able to rattle off stuff very well.
Mm-hmm. I think I heard somewhere, I don't know if this is 100% true or not, but I heard somewhere that he's very good at looking at the script and he can memorize his lines pretty darn quickly, faster than most actors. I'm not sure if that's still true or not, but yeah, he's very good at memorizing the script and his lines, what his character needs to do and all that kind of stuff. Perfect example. What was the movie he did a couple years after? I think it was Glenn Ross.
Mm-hmm.
The brass balls, the old ABC always be closing scene. I mean, that was...
Yeah, no, that's at least a good 10 minutes of just him talking.
Yeah, it's great. But it's great though, right? I mean,
yeah.
But I'm trying to think. Well, I don't know what year. I have to look it up. When did Glenn Ross come out? But that film is a solid drama film. If you haven't seen Glenn Ross, look it up. For those of you who are watching or listening to us right now, it's really good. And Alec Baldwin makes a cameo, but it's a memorable one. So feel free to look it up. It's good stuff. The USS Dallas is the name of the American Navy sub, in case anyone's wondering.
Not as good as the Red October, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, no one's trying to hunt this one. No one's trying to hunt down.
It's funny though. It's called the USS Enterprise, and Gates McFadden just happens to be on a television show where the name of the ship is the USS Enterprise. I'm like, oh, hey.
I swear to God, if I see LaForge or Data pop up, man, I'm just done with this movie.
I know, right? I know, because we've already
seen. I didn't realize Tim Curry's in this. God damn.
I know. I mean, we've already had Beverly Crusher show up, so they would produce.
Oh my God, old school facts.
Look at that, Courtney B. Vance with no
To be
beard.
honest, I would not have recognized him unless you pointed him out because he doesn't have the mustache.
Doesn't have the stash or a beard. Yep, it's going to be Vance.
Or the goatee. Like, the man needs facial hair. Like, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I'm used to seeing him with a beard or a mustache, but yeah, no, he's clean shaven in this movie. Awfully young too.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you never want to show a guy who's supposed to be young and having facial hair because then he just doesn't look that young.
We don't.
I should know.
Seaman Beaumont here, the intricacies of modern sonar. Now, I'm actually Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. COB, please. Come on, COB. Come on, cop. Tell me. Okay, fine. Go ahead. Tell him the story. Good character actors here.
Seaman Jones. Like, I don't know why that tickled me. Stop it.
It was Pangini. It was Pagnini. That was it. Wasn't Pavarotti. Pavarotti is a tenor. Pangini was a composer. Big difference.
Yeah, see, this is the kind of like banter that you don't normally see in movies too often anymore. Even though it does help establish like characterizations and like intellect of the characters that may or may not play a good part. But it's like nowadays it's just a lot more drivel.
Yeah, very true.
But that's the thing. I mean, obviously, you want to establish that the guy knows what he's hearing, especially considering his job.
Scott
That's
Glenn.
Glenn, right?
Yep, that's Scott Glenn with those thick glasses.
I swear to God, with the glasses, he almost looks like a double for Schneider. Like
I know, right? Yep, with the cropped hair, with the short cropped hair. Yeah.
Yeah, like aside from like maybe a little bit in the cheekbones, exactly the same.
He's a great character actor too, because the first time I met Scott Glenn professionally was on Tall Tale: The Unbelievable Adventure with Swayze and Oliver Platt. You know,
who was he in that movie?
He plays, I forget the, oh gosh, why am I blanking on the character name? He's the greedy land guy who wants to buy up all the land. So he's a land grubber. I forget his name, but he's got long hair, goatee in the movie for the character,
right.
And that he's portraying. But yeah, he's like the greedy landowner that wants to like buy up everyone's land, and he tries to get the kid, you know, Nick Stahl, very young Nick Stahl before he was John Connor in Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines. And he goes after him, but Pecos Bill, played by Patrick Swayze, comes to his rescue, the kid's rescue. So yeah, that was the first time I met Scott Glenn professionally, and then the next time I saw him wasn't until 2000's Vertical Limit with Chris O'Donnell. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the Martin Campbell movie. Did you ever see Vertical Limit?
No, not one for climbing.
No. Okay. Well, it's a good movie, and it's the guy who directed GoldenEye, you know, Martin Campbell, and Casino Royale.
Oh.
Yeah, Martin Campbell directed Vertical Limit in 2000. And he also directed The Mask of Zorro. So.
Oh my God. Sorry, I'm just noticing Stellan Skarsgård with like a lot more hair than I would have figured.
Actually, I don't think that's Stellan Skarsgård. I think that's a different character actor.
I don't know. It looks a lot like Stellan Skarsgård. You have to remember, I mean, it's supposed to be 1990. And for a lot of people, the only reason people even know who Stellan Skarsgård is because of Thor and the MCU, which he aged a significant amount by then. I think that's him. Hold on. If Amazon Prime can help me with this.
I don't. No, it's not. Somebody else. Oh, look at this.
Really?
He speaks, and then all of a sudden he starts speaking English. And a voice cried out from heaven, saying, "It is done."
It looks so much like him.
Mm-hmm. A man with your responsibilities, reading about the end of the world, Captain. And what's this? I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Oh, Oppenheimer.
It's an ancient Hindu text quoted by an American. And that would be Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Invented the atomic bomb. And he was later accused of being a communist. You wrote none denying these messages.
You all saw the movie.
Yep, which I haven't seen yet, but I heard great things about Oppenheimer, though.
That you haven't watched it?
No. Never seen it. I've never seen it, but I've heard great things about it.
Did you at least see it with Barbie?
You mean the Barbie movie with Margot Robbie?
Yeah.
No.
Did you do a Barbenheimer?
Oh, you
Yes,
mean a
it was
Barbenheimer? No, I didn't. No, I did
Yes.
not.
Well, when you see one, you have to see the other same day.
True. But here's the other thing. I would, if I had to pick today, I would rather watch Oppenheimer and not Barbie. So. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not the target audience for the Barbie movie.
Or are you, and you just don't realize it yet?
Are you telling me that movie is actually good?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially for the creative mind, for the artist mind. I would say it's yours.
All right. Well, if I find it anywhere, I'll stream both of them.
It's up to you which one you see first.
Obviously, I would rather see Oppenheimer first than Barbie. So
that's fine. That's fine.
I'm going with Oppenbarben, I guess, because it's not Barbenheimer.
Right. Exactly.
It's Oppenbarben something, maybe? I don't know. Someone put a link together for me, or a name for me in the, what do you call it, the chat box. I don't know what I'm doing. For those of you just joining us and wondering what the heck is going on around here, this is because we're talking about Barbenheimer marathons. We're talking about this guy over here and this guy maybe Stellan Skarsgård, even though I don't think it is. But what were we saying? This is the 35th anniversary of the hunt for Red October. We
got so lost in the sauce on this.
I'm sorry, but we got Sean Connery's in this movie, right? You got Alec Baldwin and a host of other great actors and actresses. It's directed by John McTiernan, who gave us Die Hard, just to be perfectly clear with you. If you're just joining us, don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. And if you're watching this live on a replay, thank you so much for doing that. If you want to queue up your copy, I mean, you're more than welcome to. We're about more or less, I don't know, what is it, like 15, 20 minutes into the movie? So you can queue up your copy right now, watch the movie along with us. Share your favorite thoughts about this or any other movie featuring these actors in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you.
I think the reason we went so off topic is because I'm looking at the dialogue that's being said here, and it's like, okay, aside from these two really talking over plans, a lot of the jargon and the words, it's kind of going over the head a little bit for the average person.
Oh, okay.
Now we're getting to a point where it's like, okay, this is what the crew's doing, and it's like, oh, no, we're not doing this. No. I just broke your neck against the table.
When I first saw this movie, when I first saw this movie and he did that made me jump out of my seat a little bit. I'm like, oh my gosh, did that guy just do that to one of his own people? Like, why would he do that? But the motives and the explanation for it become clear, right, as we go through the movie.
You cannot follow. Damn right.
Where I go, you cannot follow.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like we're not just seeing the man do what he's doing. We're seeing the exact moment when he makes his decision to do what he wants to do.
And he just switched out the real orders with a series of fake orders. And he's burning the actual documents that he just got from that safe. Dr. Petrov, report to my cabin immediately. There's been a dreadful accident.
The man fell and broke his neck multiple times.
We could just say that, right? Is that how we're going to phrase it?
Well, I don't think there's going to be a medical examiner on the sub being like, that's a weird laceration around the neck. Like,
now we're taken to the U.S. Naval shipyards in Patuxent, Maryland. Hey, that's my state. Who'd have thunk?
Merry Maryland.
Patuxent, no less.
Which makes sense because Maryland is really kind of parallel to Pittsburgh. So you think
that's right.
If there was going to be a place where they moved all this stuff to put something in the water, it'd be as adjacent as possible.
That's a valid point. I forgot to think about that.
Yeah, no, you look at all that steel, metal infrastructure. It's like, oh my God, no! Oh Jesus! Oh, okay. I didn't realize he was in this movie. Even though Ryan's not here to see it, I'm seeing Jeffrey Jones, a man who we don't talk about in Hollywood anymore. I didn't realize he was in this movie too. But like I said, when you want someone to stand out, get a redhead. For those of you who may not remember, Jeffrey Jones, he's the guy that was in, Howard the Duck, Mom and Dad Save the World, Stay Tuned, most probably popularly He was Beetlejuice. Well, he was in Beetlejuice. He was in. Oh God, what was that one? Not Beetlejuice. It's not Beetlejuice. What was the other one I was thinking about? Ferris Bueller. Yeah. What? Oh God, he's got a full beard too. It's just so obviously in the movie he's going ahead and taking the pictures of this stub from this foreign country, showing it to somebody, just having it examined because apparently he's an expert in subs. Oh, that sounds so bad to say. Oh, if you know the guy, if you know the guy, if you know what happened to him, if you know why he's been exiled from Hollywood, I don't even know if he's alive anymore, to be honest. I think he might be dead. But now I gotta shave my beard. Like, damn, I just colored the damn thing. And now I gotta shave my beard because I'm seeing Jeffrey Jones with the beard. Not fun.
Yeah. We don't talk about the actor, unfortunately, because he's in Hollywood jail and he's done a lot of really, really bad things. But he is good as an actor. His performances in Beetlejuice were funny. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he was even better at playing a jerk because he is a jerk in real life. And in this movie, he plays a project leader of the design of submarines, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, and he's basically trying to get confirmation that the thing that shall be known as Red October actually got built.
Mm-hmm.
And that is questionable.
Such great character actors in this.
I'm surprised they didn't show up in the. Oh my God, there's Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, boom. Are you all right, Captain? It's just to die from something as petty as slipping on tea. You're blaming yourself. It was an accident. Feel better when we put in. Put in? Well, to base, Captain. Cannot go on without a political officer. Doctor, this is a Soviet Navy. I'm a senior combat officer. We do not cancel operations because of accidents. Seaman.
And he goes to the cook and is like, "Go ahead, put him in the stew."
Well, what was the expression that was used in Dick Tracy? He's like, "You're dying lips. You need a bath." Right. Not the bath, big boy, not the bath. Miss Aoki, carry on. Captain, I think we should report this to Red Fleet Command. I'm afraid it's impossible, Doctor. Orders are for strict radio silence. Orders, sir. That's all logging off.
That's all logging off.
This is most unnerving, Captain. The reason for having two missile keys is that no one man may...
Yes? What are you going to say?
May what? Well, may arm the missiles. Perhaps I should keep... Thank you. That'll be all, Doctor. When I address your crew, then you will understand. Such a great cast of character actors, man.
Just such a weird selection.
It is, but at the same time, they're great actors anyway. So it's like, hey, they may not have the accents that they're supposed to be portraying, but we can suspend disbelief, right, Ryan?
Kind of, but it's like, what? I'm sorry, Tim Curry being the voice of reason in a movie is like, I don't know. Like, it's jarring to an extent. Wow. But I see what you're saying right now, where it's about like, it's all very tight and confined. It's like not previously recorded.
I'd say we got a new boat, sir. Tommy, I missed something on the board these last few days. Some plant hasn't said anything about it.
If we should know what they have, right? No.
How many Typhoons we got in the computer right now? 6, sir. Okay, call this one Typhoon 7. Start tape on him. See if we can work a little closer. Yes, sir. Seaman Beaumont kind of reminds me of a young David Caruso. A little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, the whiteboard does look similar to somebody. It's like
David Caruso?
I've seen him in other things before, but I probably wouldn't know until I actually check his IMDb.
Oh. I was gonna say I don't know offhand who plays Seaman Beaumont, so your guess is as good as mine.
I mean, I can definitely check. That's what IMDb is for.
I don't know who the actor is, but it's.
Well, let's see.
Well, look at this. Captain shows up. Everybody stands at attention. You know, any sonar contacts coming off? No contacts, Captain. Sonar is clear. Do we have any surface contacts, Mr. Borodine? No contacts, sir. Scope is clear. Good. It is time. I explain our orders to the crew. Comrades, this is your captain. And it's Sean Connery with his Scottish accent.
Okay, Ned Vaughn. That's the one playing.
Oh, Ned Vaughn. Okay. Well, that answers that question now, doesn't it?
Well, okay, guy's still working. He's recently.
Really? What's he doing now?
911 Lone Star and.
Ooh, the spin-off series. Yeah.
Oh, he was one of the news anchors in Maxine. Okay, I think that's where I just recently thought of him.
Did you ever see 911 Lone Star though? The spin-off series of the original?
No. Can't say I've seen Lone Star.
Oh, I haven't seen any of the. Well, that's the Lone Star. There was. Oh gosh. There's 911 Lone Star. I think it's the other. Yeah, I haven't seen any of that. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. I've seen an episode or two of 911 when. Who was the original cast member that was the dispatcher? I think Liv Tyler was the original dispatcher.
No, you're thinking.
I thought it was Liv Tyler.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah, but didn't she replace Liv Tyler?
No.
Oh, she was the original?
I think so. She's the one still doing it.
No. Now I remember. It was the girl who played Coach Taylor's wife in Friday Night Lights. What was her name? Connie Britton.
Oh, the redhead. Yeah, Connie.
Okay,
Nielsen.
So Connie Britton was Connie Britton was the dispatcher on 911 season 1, and then they replaced her with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Okay.
Now I remember. Yeah, and then on 911 Lone Star, Liv Tyler was a firewoman, a fire. You know, someone worked for the fire department, and now she left after the first season of that. I think it's because of a family emergency she had going on in her life, like something going on with her family she had to take care of. I can't remember. I got to look it up, but she left after the first season, which was sad to hear because I actually like Liv Tyler as an actress, not just because she's beautiful.
By the way, folks, in case you're wondering why we're going so much off a tangent, we are trying to be a little politically conservative, considering they were just doing the Soviet national anthem. And considering the way things are right now.
In the crazy mixed world that we're living in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, you're watching it. You know what's going on. We don't necessarily need to talk about
so-and-so thing going on, whatever it is. I don't know. But yeah, she left. And I wonder, I think, who replaced her? It was the one from, why am I blanking? Mission Impossible Fallout. She was the head of the CIA. What was her name? Angela Bassett. That's it.
Yeah.
I think she, if I remember correctly, she replaces Liv Tyler in 911 Lone Star, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, no, Angela Bassett's actually on the original 911.
Never mind. She's on the original.
She's the cop and wife of the head of the fire department.
Yeah, never mind. I got the character. I got the two different series mixed up. Sorry, folks. But yeah, Angela Bassett's on that television series thing.
Now on ABC, not on Fox.
Oh, that's right. They shipped it over to the other network. That's right. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, I forgot they shipped it from Fox to ABC. Because isn't it originally an ABC production before it was on Fox, or no?
No, it was originally a Fox production.
Oh, so they shipped it over there. Is that big?
Yeah.
That's another good question. Why would they move it? Because the ratings were so bad on Fox, they needed ABC to boost it.
No, just because I think it had something to do with the Fox Disney merger and creative licensing.
Oh, creative.
Certain things.
All right, never mind. So that's why they moved it over to ABC. Okay, well, I know you can stream it on what's the streaming service? Disney Plus. You can stream 911 on Disney Plus, so you can watch it now if you have that streaming service. Streaming service thing.
I love that they're actually using the song as almost subterfuge. No pun intended.
But
it's like,
right.
You can't hear us. But it's like, what about the thing? I let him sing.
The thing, yeah.
Like this way, everyone's happy about like what they're doing and what they're singing. They're not going to notice that we're going in this direction instead.
I heard something, sir. What are you talking about? Check your gear. Running diagnostics now, Captain. Sonar is working, Captain. Disappeared. 1 minute he was steady, 4,000 yards off the bow. Then he was gone. And for a second, I thought I heard what? I thought I heard music. Oh, I thought I heard singing, sir.
And you did.
Singing. Yes, sir. Now we're going on to a place overseas. We're in an office building in a place overseas.
Can't tell nothing.
Well, like I said, it is overseas, which is true. That's a fact. By the way, if anyone has any thoughts on this movie or any of the performers that are featured in this movie, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. And do not forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. And if you're joining us live or on the replay for the 35th anniversary watch-along of The Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin, thank you so much for doing so.
That is the look of a man that drank a little bit too much vodka yesterday.
Yesterday.
I mean, just walking in with the sunglasses still on, man. Come on.
What's the most I'm sorry to ask you. What's the most popular brand we have here in America of vodka? What's the most popular one? Smirnoff?
Ooh.
No, not Smirnoff.
I mean, to be fair, I'd say in America it's probably Tito's.
Thank you. I was looking for the other word. I couldn't think of it.
Yeah, like, no, I mean, stuff like Smirnoff in New Amsterdam, that's fine, but everyone wants to tout around Tito's because of the gluten-free thing that started that all.
Oh, I did not know that about
Texas.
Yeah, but I didn't know that about that. Didn't know that.
Oh.
I think the gentleman just read a letter or a series of requests or orders that were being given, and now he's upset about it. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he is not happy.
No, probably not. Hey, this is.
By the way, I love that everyone's referring to him as like Dr. Ryan and not Jack.
Yeah, not Jack, not Agent Ryan or Mr. Ryan. No, it's Dr. Ryan. I'm like, oh, interesting.
I am so using that.
Okay, got a line on those doors. You know what they are? Nearly silent propulsion system. How did you know that? Captain of the sub. We had following her radioed in. Thing up and disappeared right in front of him. And that's only the half of it. Read this.
Eyes only. I mean, I'm sorry. It's like it's just a little James Bond humor there with like eyes
only. Mm-hmm. What? Oh gosh, what movie did the woman look at James and said, "For your eyes only, darling"? I think it was For Your Eyes Only, or For Your Eyes. Oh, it is. Okay, then that was the Roger Moore movie. Okay. Have you seen that one, For Your Eyes Only, or no?
No, that one escapes me.
No, I haven't seen it either. Have you seen any of the Roger Moore Bond movies, or not so much?
Well, which one was him? His was like Thunderballs, right?
No, that was Connery. I'm thinking of he was in Live and Let Die. He was in For Your Eyes Only. He was in The Spy Who Loved Me. Moonraker, Octopussy.
Moonraker, that's the one I was thinking of.
Okay, well that was Roger Moore.
Yeah.
So you've seen Moonraker.
I think that's the only one I've seen of his.
Okay, well the only one I've seen of Roger Moore's era as Bond was the first one he ever did, which was Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die. Paul McCartney, anybody?
Yeah, know the song plenty, but never watched the one.
It's Live and Let Die is It's okay, but then again, it made me not want to watch the other 6 movies that Roger Moore did, Ryan. So sorry to tell you this, but Roger Moore is hashtag not my James Bond.
No, but he does a great Bond in Cannonball Run. I'll give him that.
I still haven't seen Cannonball Run, Ryan.
Oh, man.
Isn't that streaming somewhere?
Oh, I'm sure it is. If not,
I wonder where it's if it's streaming on Prime. I don't have Prime, but if it's streaming somewhere I can see it, I'll watch it. I haven't seen Cannonball Run yet. I'm sorry. No.
Classic Reynolds.
Yeah, I just haven't seen it.
Okay, so now we got Alec, Dr. Ryan. I just got to get used to that. Dr. Ryan. Pretty much giving everyone the briefing about, hey, there's a weird sub out there, and it's being piloted by a Russian master of craft. And it went silent, so we don't know where it is. So, sorry. Yeah, this is like 1984, and they're talking about like basically the same equipment we have now for like stealth bombers.
That's that's true. Multiple independent, little or no warning before impact. This thing is made to
And that's
start.
the thing. By the look of it, you wouldn't even think it's 1984 because nothing about it really screams 80s. It's political. It's American and it's Russian. That really has nothing to say about particularly the time in which it's sent, which I think does help lend its credibility to being something that's more of a universal story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Ooh.
And this is one of those instances where it's kind of rare, right? Because there was a TV series that was on way back when. It was called Siskel and Ebert. Go to the movies, I think. And Siskel, because I looked this up. I looked up the episode where they specifically gave us their review of this movie, which is The Hunt for Red October. And they said they both, this is a rare thing that they ever do, but Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up, and they agree that it's a great movie. And then they stated their reasons as to why they enjoyed the movie. So feel free to check out that episode of Siskel and Ebert and just type in Siskel and Ebert, The Hunt for Red October, and you'll find it. So there is that. Good job, Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah, so basically what they're saying is this went on, and then all of a sudden someone decided to change their mind. It's not really a madman, just someone a little more savvy. And you can already see the wheels in Jack Ryan's head turning. It's like, really? That guy did this. And yet he's doing these actions right now. Why would a man like that?
Today's the 23rd, isn't it? What? Today's the 23rd, isn't it?
If they made 23rd, it'll really be funny. Like, wait a Hey, you can't say that at this table.
Yeah, they're all arguing and trying to figure out what they're going to do. And it's like, you wish to add something to our discussion, Dr. Ryan? Well, sir, I was just thinking that perhaps there's another possibility we might consider. Ramius might be trying to defect. Do you mean to suggest that this man has proceed, Mr. Ryan?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
I want to hear what he has to say. Give me a moment. And then he says, well, Ramius trained most of their officer corps, which would put him in a position to select men willing to help him. Yeah, he's not Russian. He's Lithuanian by birth, raised by his paternal grandfather, a fisherman. And he has no children, no ties to leave behind. Nothing.
So nothing at risk.
And today is the first anniversary of his wife's death. Oh, come on. You're just an analyst. How can you possibly know what goes on in his mind? I know Ramius.
That's what analysts do. They analyze.
He's a legend in the submarine community. He's been a maverick his entire career. I actually met him once at an embassy dinner. Have you ever met Captain Ramius, General? Jack Ryan has, apparently.
He's seen videos.
Videos? Thank you.
Has he ever met him? No, he's seen videos of him. Sorry, I think from today.
Oh, really?
Oh my god. Oh. Oh, I gotta stop. Stop it.
I feel like you're pulling a Ned Niederlander and saying, well, didn't you notice his little balls? Is it little balls? You're pulling what do you call it? What's his name? You're pulling a Martin Short, Three Amigos here.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You slammed the door on the general pretty hard there, Jack. That was not my intention, sir. Oh, yes, it was. He was patronizing you, and you stomped on him. My opinion, he deserved it.
Yeah, sometimes when someone's being a jerk and not listening, you have to be a little ballsy to them. Not that I'm drawing any parallels.
So let's assume for a minute that you're right about Ramius, right? And this one intends to defect. What do you suggest we do about it?
Welcome him with open arms.
We definitely grab the boat, sir. Wait a minute. We're not talking about some stray pilot with a MiG. We're talking about several $billion worth of state property. They're going to want it back. You know that, right? Well, maybe it's enough then just to get some people on board and inspect it.
Yeah, just
call it whatever you want to. A Coast Guard safety inspection. So how do we proceed then? Well, first we need to contact the commanders in the Atlantic directly. And then they get one whiff of this, the regular communication circuits, the game is up. Second, we figure out what we can do to help them. We need to devise a plan to intercede, ready to go in a moment's notice. And third, someone's got to go out there and make contact with Ramius and find out what his intentions really are. Okay, when do you leave?
I can do that easy. What? That's nothing.
Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. The general was right. I am not a field personnel. I am only an analyst. You're perfect. I can't ask any of these characters to go out there. One, they don't believe it. Two, they never stick your reputation on a hunch, whereas you are expendable. Something like that, yeah.
Jack Ryan not wanting to get into the thick of it.
Well, he said it himself. He's just an analyst. He's not a field agent.
Right. Probably the one and only time you'll ever hear the man say that. I mean, obviously, Jack Ryan isn't Jack Reacher, but, you know, there could be parallels drawn.
Speaking of Reacher, you ever see that show, Reacher, with Alan Ritchson?
I have not watched it. I've watched the 2 Tom Cruise movies, but never the series.
Okay. I hear the series is really good.
Oh, yeah. No, dude, I'd love to see dude play Batman. He's got the build for it.
Oh, my gosh. The guy's built like a truck, man.
Mack truck.
I was going to say, yes, Mack truck is another way of putting it. Yeah. What was the toy truck we had when we were kids? They were Tonka trucks. That's it. Yeah. I remember Tonka trucks, having one of those as a little kid. Hey, look, it's Stellan Skarsgård. There he is. That's him right there. Yep, that's Stellan Skarsgård smoking the cigarette.
I'm only seeing like half of his face, so it's hard to tell.
He's
young.
Yeah, he's very young. There's going to be a wider shot of him here in a minute.
Yeah, let me see some hair first. I'm not saying Stellan Skarsgård is bald, but you know, the receding is very heavy.
There he is.
I mean, he doesn't look like Stellan Skarsgård, but he does look like a Skarsgård.
Yep, that's him, all right. This movie was, what is it, 1990? Good Will Hunting didn't come out till 7 years later.
So weird seeing him with hair. Although seeing him as the bad guy, not a stretch.
Yeah, he's played the bad guy in plenty of movies, hasn't he? I think he has.
More or less, even in his older ages. You could say he was the bad guy in Avengers, but he was one of many. And there wasn't his fault. The Bolshoi. I actually passed by the Bolshoi on a trip.
Really?
We were doing a Disney cruise through the Baltic, and we ended up in Russia at one point.
Oh, that's cool.
I never got to go into the Bolshoi, but I got to pass by the Bolshoi.
Oh, that's cool.
St. Petersburg, very beautiful place, all things considered.
Is it?
Lots of color. They are icing out the doctor so bad because they're always like, okay, you're asking too many questions. Just stop.
Yeah, he's like, take a break, take a load off for a while. You know what I mean? It's just
Go have a smoke, have a drink of vodka, something.
yes.
That's
there's a million options he could have exercised. Oh my goodness! Once again, we are here for the 35th anniversary of what is known as the Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin. Don't forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends if you're joining us live or what is known as a replay. Thank you so much for doing so, and thank you to once again our good friend Ryan, the Real Deal O'Regan, for being our co-host on this episode. As far as I can tell, Ryan, are you able to tell us where we are within the film as far as what the timestamp is, or?
As far as the timestamp, we are exactly 46 minutes and 50 seconds into the film.
Thank you.
Where Connery is pretty much talking to some of his underlings at dinner, just because they were asking about what happened to the guy that slipped on his tea, i.e. Connery killed, which I just realized the guy's name was Putin. Can't make this stuff up, man. My God.
Oh boy. That's I didn't know that about the character in the movie, by the way. That's
no, they just asked, so what happened to Putin? He didn't slip on his tea, did he? He's like, no.
I did, yeah. Which I announced our intention to defend.
Yeah. Oh,
so that's
what wasn't exactly.
That's what he was upset about. He found out that Ramius and certain members of his crew are planning to defect. So.
Yeah, but apparently, Captain there wasn't aware. Some of them weren't aware.
And now his men are saying they're going to send the entire fleet after us.
So at least the captain's like, no one's going to find us. Calm down.
Yep, that too.
You had to make a political statement. Yeah. Dude, I would not be questioning Sean Connery with that kind of a. No. They have our reason. I began the day I was handed the blueprints for this ship. A ship which had but one use. And, I mean, that's the thing. I imagine a lot of people, when they work in the military and you're given something that is only created for destruction, annihilation, for, not being bold about it, but for being sneaky about it too. Like, you've seen enough. You can't let certain stuff keep going on. And it's either you're on board or you're not. And unfortunately, you can't really leave a submarine quickly. Like, they all relatively seem to be uneasy about it, by the looks of it. They get it, but they didn't know it was going to go about this way. It's like, yeah, wanting to defect from your nation for whatever reason, that's one thing, sure. Wanting to hand over an invaluable piece of military machinery, that's something else. Doing both? Both.
I know, right?
Oh, and Captain is not too pleased.
Captain, I would never disagree with you in front of the men. You know that.
But
in this case, Victor is right. Would have been better if you had not informed, our people overseas.
Moscow is not the worry, nor the whole Soviet Navy. Well, true, yeah, comparatively. The worry is the Americans. A buckaroo that can't handle turbulence.
I know it's.
Oh, that is some well-timed levity in a film.
Yeah, it's like you're talking about this now while the plane is in a severe mode of what is known as turbulence.
Who wants a bite? My God. Bruh. Oh, yeah, there it is, Enterprise.
I apologize for the uniform, sir. This is Admiral Greer's idea of a low profile.
Very.
That's right, sir.
Oh, he was on Law and Order, wasn't he?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, he was. It's D.A. Arthur Branch. Yeah, it was Arthur
he's the one
Branch.
that actually ran for, I think, mayor once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was on Law and Order from seasons 14 to, I want to say, 17. So 14, 56, 14. 15.
Right.
He was on for 4 years before he returned to, politics and went into office. Or attempted to run for office, excuse me.
Dude, this is a perfect movie for like 6 Degrees of Separation. Seriously. Like, just pick a guy and be like, there's so many actors to play with. My God. Oh, they were able to find a sound from the sub, which was supposed to be unfindable. Like, I was magma displacement. See, this is why you establish his ears earlier in the film. By the way, that tape recorder, my God. Now we're talking something 80s.
Yeah, that's true. It's a nice looking tape recorder, though, and it can do all kinds of things, like play things back at slower speeds, maybe faster speeds, as Courtney B. Vance's character, or Jonesy, is trying to point out.
Which, by the way, did you notice the product placement of the Sony earphones there?
Oh, I see them. Yeah.
That is intentional.
But Sony. Well, a lot of our products we buy are from Sony, or we used to anyway. Not anymore, but what was it called? The Sony Walkman, Sony Discman.
Mm-hmm.
Man, having a Discman back in the day, man, that was something.
Oh, they're on a straight route to Thor's Twins.
Thora's Twins.
Red Route 1.
Captain, you may think I'm crazy, but I'll bet that magnet display was actually some new kind of sub. And it's headed for the Iceland coast. Have I got this right, Jonesy?
$40 million computer
tells you you're chasing an earthquake.
You don't believe it. And you come up with this theory on your own.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Including all the navigation math.
That's how it's done.
He says, relax, Jonesy, you sold me. Tommy, I want you to apply this to a new course. Let's get a phone put in. Aye, Captain.
Look at the confidence on Courtney B. Vance's face right there. It's like,
that would be Jonesy.
Right?
Yeah, Jonesy. Hang on, Jonesy. I can get you close enough. Can you track this sucker?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, I can.
Now that I know what to listen for, I'll bag him. Carry on. Yes, sir.
Oh my God, Niles from The Nanny.
Really?
That was that guy, yeah.
You know what? I've seen bits and pieces of episodes of The Nanny, but never full length episodes.
Oh, and he was practically in every episode. He was the butler.
He was the butler.
Yeah. Oh, what was his name?
Yeah.
Daniel Davis. That's right.
Yeah. I've never seen it before. I'm gonna have to sit down and watch that at some point.
Oh yeah, definitely. Niles has some of the best zingers in the whole show. Like, you want to talk about like comedic writing and timing? That dude had it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, yeah, it's a valid point. You're right.
My God, I feel like I should be taking a bingo card for like how many people I noticed in this movie. No effect. We'll go back and say we got the boat. Oh, you're not at war yet.
So the only way for this thing to work out is for you to get them off the boat in such a way that they don't think that we don't have it. And they'll go back, report we don't have it to their bosses. Otherwise, the whole business is just academic. Right? Yes, sir. I think I see your point.
I mean, it is kind of tricky, especially considering it doesn't seem like everybody on board of the Red October is okay with the plan. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, how do you maneuver this? Like, this is basically you walking down the line of like negotiations from soup to nuts. But you are, yeah, it's a little dicey here. You are getting the look of it. It's like, okay, this all isn't as clean cut as you would expect. Certifiable. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now we're talking about Dr. Ryan's credentials. Ten months of traction, learning.
Year learning to walk again.
He went through it.
Yeah. Now it's up to you, Charlie. But you might consider cutting the kid a little slack. Yeah, Fred Dalton Thompson being in Die Hard 2, 2 years or same. He was in this. Actually, you know what? Fred Dalton Thompson was in 3 big movies in 1990. He was in The Hunt for Red October, Days of Thunder, and Die Hard 2, all in the same year. All in the same year.
Okay.
Yeah, they all came out in 1990. Days of Thunder was 1990. Die Hard 2 was 19 because it was 2 years after Die Hard, and this one came out. What a year for 1990s Fred Dalton Thompson. My gosh. 3
well,
movies.
Considering 2 of them were by the same director, he must have just gleaned on him after one production.
Actually, Die Hard 2 was directed by Rennie Harlan.
Right, but McTiernan must have had like something to do with it, like even if just from a producer standpoint.
Yeah, probably. You're right. He absolutely probably
Now,
did.
whether or not there was any connection to Days of Thunder, I have no idea. I never watched that one.
Well, Days of Thunder is also a Paramount picture, so.
Yeah, people want to knock on the channel, but Paramount has some good stuff.
Yeah, it does, and Days of Thunder is one of them.
Yep, it's more than just Cars with Paramount.
Cars, you say?
Well, because the 2 biggest franchises are Transformers and Fast and Furious.
Well, right, but that's for Fast and Furious is Universal, whereas Transformers is owned by Paramount. But yeah, I know. No, Universal owns the rights to Fast.
Sorry, what else do they have besides SpongeBob and Transformers and Star Trek?
Mission Impossible, that's a Paramount property.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it is. And Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, which means it's the final Mission Impossible movie that's ever going to be made, comes out later this summer, which is pretty exciting.
Well, depends on the box office if it's going to be the final.
I mean, I think it will be unless they do a spin-off series with a new bunch of agents working for the IMF, or Haley Atwell becomes the focus of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe Tom Cruise stays on as like, the mastermind type, not getting into the thick of it.
He could be either that or he could just be behind the camera as the executive producer of the films from now on. Mark. Up on the bow sometimes. Cost now 195, maintaining speed of 26 knots.
If anybody out there can actually tell us what that means, go right ahead. Oh, okay. Now I get it. They said that he was going to be getting stuck in like the caverns, that when they were saying how what the route was going through, that he was going to be trapped in there. This is how they're maneuvering through it. This thing handled like a pig. Greased or ungreased. But yeah, I get it. Like, I'm handling something that huge and going through something like that based upon speeding. It's like you have to question it because one wrong turn, and before you know it, the side hits a rock, things are poked, flooding. But that's the thing with Ramius. That's the thing with Sean Connery's character. He's just confident. The man knows what he's doing. And as you can see, it is literally smooth sailing.
Yeah, they make that turn in the corner, and then now it's just, yeah, it's all smooth sailing. Speaking of being smooth sailing, Ryan, this has been a smooth sailing episode of Movie Watch Along, which features the 35th anniversary of The Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin, directed by John McTiernan. I'm your host, Ryan of Anaco Channel. Ryan, the Real Dealer Regan, is our guest here tonight. And you can queue up your copy of this movie on physical media streaming service, watch it along with us, and then comment below your favorite memories, some fun facts, or some questions you may have for us in the comments down below. So thank you all for being here. We hope you're enjoying this presentation of The Hunt for Red October from the year 1990.
Ooh. So, yeah, that's a problem. Obviously, everything was going fine with the sailing, but then the magnets started messing up. How long is it going to take? I don't know. You figure this out. It's nuclear sub. Yeah, they won't be silent, but you know what? He's basically taking the risk that at least the right people will find him before the Russians do. And yeah, the Weasel guy, like, we're gonna get him killed. It's like there's always that one dude that's like, we're all gonna die. No, listen to the man. He knows what he's doing. Oh my god, evil guy from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. What's his name?
Denomalos, my old teacher, Rufus, my favorite pupil. And he was also Hans in the Mighty Ducks franchise, from Disney.
Yes.
He was Hans, and he was also the bad guy who has diplomatic immunity. It's just been revoked from Lethal Weapon 2, aka the best Lethal Weapon movie of all four of them. Lethal Weapon 2 is the best. And not just because Josh Ackland's the bad guy, but also it connects to plot points that were mentioned in the first movie. What's your favorite Lethal Weapon? Is your favorite one the original, the first one?
Actually, I'm a little partial to number 3.
Really?
Yeah.
The Dirty Cop one with Stuart Townsend, who also happens to be playing the bad guy in The Mask of Zorro as Rafael Montero.
Yes. Because that's the first one I ever saw of them.
Oh, the first one you ever saw? Oh, wow. So you saw all the Lethal Weapon movies in reverse.
Well, no, I saw 3, and then I saw 1 and 2, and then I saw 4.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But yeah, Lethal Weapon 3 I like. It's probably my second or third favorite Lethal Weapon, and then obviously dead last is Lethal Weapon 4. But 3 is all right. But 1 and 2 are really good. 2 being the strongest out of all of them. I think Lethal Weapon 2 is the strongest. Plus,
sorry, I'm just.
Yeah, what's so funny?
The fact that, the Russian guy's like, we have no idea what's going on. We have no idea why this Russian sub of ours is going here. It's like, we need to do something about it. It's like, but we don't know about any. What? You're talking crazy. It's like, well, maybe we should collaborate. We should go ahead and we should do something about it. It's like, yay. Thanks. I'll let them know. Yeah, great. Yeah, I appreciate it. God damn. The way some people can just vocalize that without vocalizing. You just see it in the eyes and the voice. Just right.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me, that's very true. Very true. That's what I meant to say. My bad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, that's a great idea. You know, it's not like we wanted to go ahead and take them out ourselves and get ourselves back. No. Jointly, yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah, great.
How long
Doesn't help the fact that they can't go silent anymore.
Should we bottom of the boat, Captain? No, too late for that now. We've run out of time. Countermeasures. Prepare to launch a full spread.
And there's the Ruskies coming for them.
Oh, I see. Aircraft and computer guidance request transmission. You are authorized to launch the weapon. Oh, there it goes. How about that, huh?
That parachute really didn't help much. That thing just stunk. Of course, it's active. Get ready to go. Get ready to go. Come on, Remius. You know what to do here. Nice little decoy charges, fine. Like all these goddamn young people don't act like I don't know what I'm doing. I was bald, damn it. Which, by the way, that's the thing. Having this Russian Lithuanian guy with the freaking Sean Connery James Bond accent.
That's like the captain of the other ship, right? Or submarine, I think it was, of Crimson Tide. By the way, rest in peace to Gene Hackman, who we lost this week.
Oh, yeah, no, Crimson Tide with Denzel.
Denzel and Gene Hackman, that's right. That was a good movie, too, by the way. I gave that a solid film, an 8 out of 10, Crimson Tide.
Yeah. By the way, yeah, sad week for film fans between him and his wife and Michelle Trachtenberg and the one guy, the cinematographer who died earlier before both of them. It's like, rough stuff.
Yeah, it really is. So our hearts go out to everyone involved and their families and friends who are struggling with this loss of whether it's Gene Hackman, Michelle Trachtenberg, screenwriter Roberto Orci from the rebooted Star Trek and the Transformers. He passed away earlier this week at the age of 51. So many people we lost this week. I mean, a lot of them were young, but Gene Hackman being 95, hey, that's a long time. That's a good run of movies, good run of acting appearances. I mean, he's done so many over the years. And a lot of people say he's like the everyman, who just goes out, goes see his auditions, gets these roles. I mean, he earned them, of course. But, yeah, Gene Hackman did a lot for the film fan and to a certain extent, filmmaking community. How about that, huh?
Like, do it now. Do it now.
No, do it now. Get to the chopper. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of something else. Gee whiz. Oh, boy. Gee, speaking of which, what is your... How do I word this? What is your favorite submarine movie? Is it this one or something else?
Favorite submarine movie? I mean, can't say there's many. By the way, good miss.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have no idea how lucky they were to, kind of get through that. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. The younger guys don't know how lucky they were, but obviously Ramius, he knew what he was doing. He may seem like a loon, but he knows what he's doing. Well, of course. Why? That's really shooting at you. They're really shooting at us. We'd be dead by now. I mean, maybe. I mean, you have a very capable person at the helm, so... Oh, but yeah, that's right. No one else outside of that little dinner meeting knows what the story is.
Oh, he says what happened to the Caterpillar. The buffer circuit came out. It was only a matter of time before an overload shut down the whole Caterpillar. So what are you saying? Whoever did this knew how to cripple the Caterpillar. In a way not easy to find, Captain, we have a saboteur on board.
Oh, now we're getting to the thick of it. But yeah, as far as sub movies,
the officers. Man, this is getting serious now, Ryan.
I mean, you're gonna hate my answer. Down Periscope.
I think I've seen maybe 5 or 10 minutes of that, maybe 20 minutes of that in little spurts, like 10 minutes of the end, 10 minutes of part of the beginning and part of the middle.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I know it's a stupid comedy, but you know what? It made being on a U-boat look pretty decent, so I wasn't gonna be upset about it. And besides, while it does have its own little quirkiness, it's palatable. Other sub stuff, I mean, submarines aren't exactly a thing that'll get you intrigued to want to go watch it or anything like that.
I know how he's going to get the men off that boat. Not Yankee 1, Starbase. Yankee 1, Starbase. Say again. Status over.
Of course, we call it Yankee 1. Jeez.
Wow, one of the F-14s tried to crown him off course, and they bumped it. He's got stabilizer damage, and he's losing hydraulic fuel. They're trying to get him back on board now. Busy morning. During the night, a line of these kinds of attack subs are taken up.
They are blocked for him.
Wow, every East Coast port. Did you know that?
New Jerseyans. Of course, New Jerseyans.
Wait, there's not a port of New... Well, there is a New Jersey port, is there not?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're right up there with the Port of Authority of NYC. It's all
never mind. Yeah, they're all in the same kind of, what do you call it, vicinity, right, Ryan?
All in that nice little crevice between the two states.
That's what I was trying to get.
Above the Jersey Shore.
Yes. Yes, that's what I was getting at.
They're trying to drive them over into where the hounds to the hunters.
Hounds to the... If you don't push that button, I will release the hounds. Sorry, that's a line from the Simpsons movie. I haven't seen the Simpsons movie in a long time.
Don't gotta tell me about Simpsons.
That's right. You've seen all 45 or 50 seasons, right?
36, and yes.
Oh, 36. Sorry, I thought it's been going on for over 40 seasons.
No. It probably feels like that at this point, but nope, it didn't start until 1989, so it's only a couple of years until we get the 40th anniversary of the show.
You excited? You gonna do something special for that night?
I'll dress up as Homer as Santa.
There you go. No love for Bart Simpson and a skateboard, saying, "Don't have a cow, man."
As you get older, you start to lose the love for Bart and gain the appreciation for Homer. I think that's just so much life.
No, I could understand that. What's your favorite episode with Homer, or favorite subplot that involved him? Do you remember?
Oh, God,
I know it's a deep cut. I'm sorry.
I mean, I could easily say the one where he was friends with Alec Baldwin, but no. What is my favorite Homer story or subplot?
I'm just curious.
I would have to say, well, the first one that sticks out in my mind is, funny enough, probably the one where Homer ends up in a coma because of the April Fool's pranking that him and Bart were doing. And Bart goes ahead and shakes up that Duff beer to such extremes that it blows up the house, and it's all about trying to get Homer back into synchronization, bringing him back to life, and then just something Bart says triggers him to the point where he finally wakes out of his coma in order to strangle the boy. Like Homer to a T. But enough about child violence.
I get that. Did you hear what they said to Jack Ryan? It's like, hey, be careful of the gear you're wearing, because if you're not careful, if you fall in, you only got 4 minutes to live because of the freezing cold temperatures of the water. Did you notice that?
Yeah, no, lovely. I mean, bad enough turbulence was enough for the man.
Now he's got to worry about potentially falling out of the aircraft, and then even though he's got, specific clothing on, he's going to freeze to death in 4 minutes, according to the person who was talking with him just moments ago.
I understand the idea of having like that opening on the side of those helicopters. Why not make a door? Just something that slides in and out. What? How would that cannot not be made? We've got stealth subs, but we can't put a door on a big old helicopter to make sure people don't fall out.
I mean, I understand why, but at the same time, like, safety first, fellas. Safety first. Everyone ever think of that?
Yeah, some little harness is going to do it? No, I've done the Great Adventure enough times. I know harnesses are not 100%. Oh. Jones is getting real serious. By the way, I don't think enough is being said about like the visual effects on this.
Yeah, how do we feel about those?
Bland, obviously, but I'd say like acceptable for the kind of work that we're doing here. Obviously, one thing that I'd point out is like the little like white little pieces, whether that be plankton or fish or whatever, it's like you're seeing floating through. It's interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. In a few minutes. Caterpillar is
operational.
operational. Appears to be running normally. The crew know about the saboteur, and they are afraid, Captain. Well, that could be useful when the time comes.
Isn't that right, Monica? I'm sorry, I just can't go over the accent.
Jeez. For those of you just tuning in, this is the 35th anniversary watch-along of The Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, based on the best-selling novel by Tom Clancy. Do not forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. If you're joining us live or on the replay, thank you so much for doing so. Thank you to Ryan, the Real Deal O'Regan, for being our guest and co-host, I should say. And yeah, you have any thoughts about this? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat whether it's anything involving the Jack Ryan character, the Jack Ryan universe, the TV series, the books. Any and all that stuff is, what do you call it? Fair play. It's free reign. So have at it in the comments or the chat room down below.
I will marry a round American woman and raise rabbits in Montana. That is the American dream. And I will have a pickup truck, and she will cook for me. Half the men in America can't even get that. Possibly even a recreational vehicle, and drive from state to state. Sam Neill in an RV with a round wife who cooks and no papers. No, I don't want to be on their radar. Just give me the round woman in the RV. In Montana, of all places, where nobody lives. Winter, I will live in Arizona. Well, okay, that's decent, yeah. I will need 2 wives. So he's going to become a Mormon. All right, that's good. Yeah, that fits for the area that he's going to. This is a lot more progressive than I expected. But yeah, dudes now can't even find that. And you're trying to find that in 1984? Sorry, sir. Oh. Oh, they are right on top of them. Clever, clever. A boat this big doesn't exactly stop on a dime. Yeah, no, it's going to drift a little. Going to have a little bit of listing, like ice road truckers. Just got to make sure you don't bump into them. That's all that matters. No, he's not going to hear you. He's too busy talking about his American life. I don't think he's going to be married, but still think about it. Like, Fishing. Okay. They got some good fishing in Alaska, but I think it's a little too far than what we're talking about. But considering they are in the area of like Maine and Massachusetts, oh yeah, no, get yourself a fishing boat. Go to Quahog. That'll work. A war with no battles, no monuments, only casualties. I wedded her the day I married her. Ah, geez. Such a sympathetic soul.
Oh,
he wasn't around when she died.
He was at sea when his wife died. Man.
Oh, that's got a hit. Something you don't normally see from Sean Connery, a moment of stoicism.
Yeah. Postcards in the engineering spaces. He can get to the caterpillar. He can get to somewhere more vital.
Yeah. Place your bets on who you think the saboteur is. I don't think it's Tim Curry. It doesn't seem like he's knowledgeable enough.
I think it's the guy who keeps making comments about how we need to do this or do that. I mean, not so much the doctor.
The rat-faced bastard? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the other guy. Kromakov, I think his name is. Kromakov, something like that.
Or, yeah, Bombakov, Overland, I don't know.
Here's what we got on the ELF. Thanks. Bye, sir.
Let me look over your shoulder because I don't know what it is.
You're not going to believe this.
Oh, I'm guessing you just got notification of Jack Ryan coming aboard?
I think so, because here comes the chopper right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's on its way over to the sub.
This son of a bitch. My God. Now we got this guy. Damn. All right. Jack Ryan pulled all those big boy shoes. And imagine being a sub captain like that. Like you're on the heels of a mysterious Russian sub. You're just right behind it. And then you're being told, now I got to surface and pick up this Yahoo.
You ever do this before? Yeah, once with a calm day. With no reference point, the pilot will have a hell of a time keeping him steady. Don't take chances getting grounded. Rotors will be putting out. Enough static electricity to light up Chicago. That's why I joined the Navy. I got a diver in the escape trunk in case this guy goes in the drink. We may need him. Some of us really have a burr up there to go for a stunt like this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, there's the chopper.
It's okay. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. Which, of course, mind you, we are an hour 25 minutes in.
There you go.
So we have about, if I'm doing the math correctly, about 50 some odd minutes left.
Yep, you're right. Yeah. You're right. Thank you for bringing up the timestamp, Brian, the Really Doodle Regan. Here are our co-hosts on this episode of Movie Watch Along, celebrating 35 years of The Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin. Do not forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. And if you're joining us live or on the replay, thank you for doing so. And if you have any comments about this, let us know in the comments or the chat, I should say.
I'm seeing this and it's like reminding me of like that one what is it? I think State Farm commercial where you have like the old guy with like the fishing pole and like the $1. It's like, huh? You almost got it. Almost got it. No, he almost got him. Just drop. Like, don't do it. Do it. Don't do it. Do it.
Oh, he let himself go.
That 4 minutes, hopefully.
He let himself go.
Like, look, he just lost himself. We didn't do anything about it. All right, we're innocent.
Oh, they got him out though.
Yeah, but how's he bleeding?
That's a good question.
Oh, I guess they wiped it off. It looked like blood. Unless that's the other guy.
I have to talk to the president. Well, of course. May I inquire as to the subject of this?
The whole handkerchief patting things like, what do I say? What do I do? So some of what I said may have been a little of a lie. Right, that's of course what they call it. Just before he sailed. Mm-hmm.
Posted a letter to so and so and so and so in which he announced his intention.
Oh.
Wow. I didn't know this.
Lies,
Man.
propaganda, lies, fake media. No.
Well, they say this in the movie that came out a few years after this, which in the mid 90s, which in this case is Goldeneye. Governments change, the lies stay the same.
Ooh, that's a good quote.
It is, isn't it? Our good friend, Pierce Brosnan says that in Goldeneye when he's talking to M for the first time. Speaking of which, that movie turns 30 this year, Ryan. Goldeneye turns 30.
Mm.
And we will be doing an anniversary watch along for that right here on this YouTube channel. So if you're watching or listening to us right now, make sure you click that bell and subscribe and click the bell to be notified when our videos go live. Well, Mr. Ryan.
Yeah, Mr. Ryan, explain to me why the hell you're here. Okay, what was the point of that? What? Mm-hmm. Right.
Now, there's the possibility that he and a good portion of his crew are attempting to defect.
But to hear the Russian guy say...
See? What Scott Glenn doesn't believe him. Or at least he's having a hard time believing him, right?
Well, I imagine something like this doesn't happen too often. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you said the boat's called the Red October. All right, fine. Skip the Ramius. Sure, okay, that much I can believe. Things, circumstances have changed. Oh, did they just get the report about the guy shooting missiles? Yeah, no, he's being National Command Authority, right? Forms of Soviet Typhoon class in October. That's true. Threatens independent missile launch. Not true. Always half true. So does Jack doubt himself? Or is he just like, what the hell is this bullshit? Which obviously we all think, what the hell is this bullshit? But hey, if Russia wants to go ahead and get their hands on him, that's probably the best way. Make him look like a threat rather than a sympathizer.
It's a good possibility. Man, there are so many twists and turns in this movie that I forgot about. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, folks, so to watch this again is like watching it again for the first time. It's really good because I don't remember any of the twists and turns that happen. Like he changes his mind, the orders get changed, and then Ryan has to figure it out or decipher it. Captain, I have to talk to you. Not now. Tommy, make your depth 20 degrees. I get
See, that's the thing. This is taking into account that everything that people are being told by somebody is the truth. No one is considering that there's lies or subterfuge anywhere until it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I know this is supposed to be 1984 and just at the end of the Cold War, and before we get to the Berlin Wall being broken down, and Reaganomics and all that sort of stuff. But here's the thing: at what point do you actually see some of the things that are going on and be like, oh yeah, Russia's telling the truth? Like, he just told you that he wasn't completely honest about everything he told you, and then he goes ahead and tells you this. And something that serious, you didn't bring it up sooner? That already makes me question, Bogus Journeyman a lot sooner than I would mistrust the guy that's actually steering the ship towards us. And doing so, not necessarily always under the guise of stealth. He wants to be found to a certain extent.
The other trying to think, the other thing I noticed in this wasn't so much Scott Glenn, Connery Vance, a few other actors, but a few of these actors went on to do. Oh, gosh, I'm blanking on it. I'll have to think of it later. But anyway, I understand that message. It makes perfect sense. Look at the situation. It's the defect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, they invented the story that he's crazy because he needs to sing it before he can safely contact. Wow. Okay. All right. Now it's all starting to make sense.
Come on, Alec. You really got to convince him a little bit better than that. Ah. He's like, you're getting this far with it where I'm going to have to shoot this man. So if he doesn't zig, they're just going to shoot him. If I can prove this one thing about the aeronautical of it. Like, damn it, I hate when someone like me is right. We just unzipped our fly.
See, this is the thing about this movie. It builds up every scene builds upon the others. So much tension being built up to these big moments that take place either in the middle or towards the end of the film. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. It's like you're looking at something that's being done at a time where communication is only finite. Nowadays, I don't think there's going to be that much issue with one sub contacting the other, regardless of alliances. But back with something like this, where the best technology was noise cancellation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this does make it tense because you have two entities that just don't know necessarily what the other one is doing, and you only have one person that really assumes what the other one is doing.
Oh, earlier on, Deja Marie brought up when I grew up, he was already done being Bond at that point. It was Roger Moore. Laugh out loud. Yeah, we talked about his run of films earlier, Deja Marie. Yeah, I've seen his movie Live and Let Die, which was his debut as 007, but after that, I haven't seen the other 6 movies. So, I know one or two of them were really good during the Zero, but I just haven't seen them yet. So can't comment or speculate, Deja Marie, but thanks for the comment. We appreciate you and you who may be watching or listening to this episode right now.
So the best they're going to be able to do is just bring up the periscopes and see what's going on. He's not provoking them, so just see what you can do. Cat and mouse play that you don't really see too often. Look at that, the two subs side by side. It's like, hey neighbor, what you up to? Nothing. No, just going off for a stroll. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so am I. So am I. By the way, that shiny periscope. My God. How are you able to film and not have the camera showing the reflection? My God. Yeah, but now how do you talk to him? No approach you with. Oh, are they gonna do like Morse code or SOS or something?
Oh yeah, maybe they are doing that. That's a good point. Oh yeah, break. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can he acknowledge with a single ping? Yeah, he can. The question is, will he?
I mean, he's pretty much been on the ball throughout this movie.
Excuse me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very true.
One ping only. Just like Marvel Rivals. Come on, Cliff Notes. Hurry. Obviously, Jack Ryan was never a waiter at a restaurant.
Don't think he can take people's orders necessarily and make sure they're delivering in
Shorthand.
good or timely manner, right, Ryan?
Yes. Where are we going over it? Okay, if you want to defect, go here. Fine. Of course he's out of his mind. And you're the one listening to him. So what does that make you? Wow. The hunches.
Jeez.
I mean, who wouldn't want those dimensions, eh?
Oh, come on. So plans were discussed. Plans are in the process of being executed. So what happens with Ramius now? What's he going to do? Re-verify our range to target. One ping only. Captain, just give me a ping. Fast. One ping only. Hi, Captain.
Come on, he's only doing pinging. He's not doing much else. Don't get drastic. So he knows, and he knows, but the crew doesn't know. So they're saying, let's get away from here. Where should we go? Oh, that place looks nice. Yeah.
Plot a new course south. Next course 180.
Well, it's safe enough.
You think they found who the saboteur was?
Maybe.
Or do you think it was somebody else?
Well, I mean, I didn't exactly like the look in the eye of that dude with the orange and the glasses, but why would he point himself out if he was the saboteur? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it probably isn't him. It's probably somebody else. It's probably somebody else. It could be, right?
Well, that's not good. Anytime you see white things falling in something that's nuclear, never a good sign.
Nope, absolutely not. It is not a good time. Ventilation system shut it down. Oh, man.
All at once, please. I can't make it out.
I shut down the reactor, but the ventilation circuits have been disabled.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's the thing with an experimental sub. Come on! It's like, I know about sabotage. I'm a doctor. Come on, everybody just grab one. No pushing, no pushing.
I know, they're not taking any chances here, man.
Well, not with a nuclear reactor on a sub, no.
Right, no. Not with the craziness that has been ensuing for the last few moments here. You're right. You're absolutely right, Ryan. They're getting the rafts. They're getting the life preserver jackets. They're getting the safety gear. They're getting the emergency. What do you call it? What am I trying to say?
Trying to blow up and contaminate the water, let alone die.
Yeah, I was going to say it's the emergency stuff. Emergency safety equipment. Maybe that's what I'm trying to
say. The same kind of ones they use at Six Flags.
Wow, look at these inflatable rafts, man.
Octagon. Or hexagons, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, it's like hexagon. Yeah, you're right. And I believe it is a hexagon type craft. Some of them, anyway.
Come on, everybody knows the fire drill.
Oh, here they are. They're all getting onto the surface of the sub and putting themselves in those rescue boats.
So they're still going to like shuttle the people in to work the thing.
Oh, man.
Oh.
They're letting them know what's going on here, what could potentially happen if they disobey these orders. Kelly's looking over his boat.
Ryan's on.
Or excuse me, Ramius is looking over to the side of his boat, making sure everything is secure and he knows what he's doing. He received the order of this captain.
Oh, I see what he's doing. I see it.
What is he doing?
Okay, obviously it's been a very long time, but if I'm reading this correctly, him telling the people that he's going to take just a few guys into the ship and scuttle the warship, that's his way of escaping while making sure the majority of the crew that have nothing to do with the plans that he's doing are at least taken into custody and safe. Because he's not going to take care of that ship. He's not going to blow it up. That would mess up his whole plan. But
So I take it
that his crew is safe, not contaminated, not part of the saboteurs, and they're rescued. He will take on the burden of handling the Red October with his people, few and far between as they may be. At least I hope I'm right. I could be wrong. But after watching enough movies, you start to get the sense of why somebody would do something so drastic and against what they've been doing for the majority of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Or, excuse me, that's very true. Very true. Not going to argue at that point.
Let's see if we're right. Obviously, things are closing in. Man's ready to detonate.
Oh, there it goes.
Ha ha! James Earl Jones.
Oh my goodness. Now you want to stand, Commander.
You heard it hit the hull. You did exactly what I'm telling you. He's going so Darth Vader with like the mind meld. Like this is exactly what happened to the sub. You will not question this any further. He does the joke that we're all thinking when it comes to CIA. The mystic. Not something I would have expected to be part with the Dallas, but hey. But so this is essentially like a drop ship.
Yeah. Or excuse me, that's right, yeah.
God, can you get any more Star Trek-y? Or did Star Trek get from that, I guess?
I was going to say, these special effects are very early CGI.
I mean, it's basically like just puppetry at this point. It's scale models with, a camera going around that probably aren't doing much, but have like one little motor to make sure that the turbine goes. Closer. Closer. Any closer, you hit the camera. Come on, you can see us.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Like the abyss. Yeah, I love how they talk about how big it is and everything. I'm wondering if we actually have subs this big now, if not bigger.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's a good question. These are some really good questions you bring up during the course of this episode, Ryan.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. You're still on that, aren't you?
He can't change his mind. He's not going to change his mind. You willing to bet your life on that?
I gotta say, when Alec Baldwin wants to be serious, that steely-eyed look of his, it hits.
Yeah. That's why he was such a good choice to play Jack Ryan in this movie. He was young, up-and-coming talent at the time. His star was on the rise, and this one just took him to the next level, into the stratosphere.
Yeah, it does kind of make you wonder, if they hadn't gone with Alec Baldwin, who else would you have picked during that time to be the first Jack Ryan? Certainly not Eastwood, considering the movies that came later, but who else would you pick? Hi. You were expecting our DoorDash earlier. Come on, come on. Hello, my General Tso's chicken now.
Oh boy. Here we go. Let's see what's going to happen between these two different crews, from two very different places of how they do things.
Well, someone's got to speak the other language, right? I mean,
yeah,
somebody knows Russian.
Wow, look at this.
The meeting of the mind. That slow, cautious yellow light that's just hitting everything.
Man, look at this. Is where the tension just gets to the boiling point. Look at this. Two different crews from two different places on one submarine right now, specifically the Red October.
Okay, get to work. Go on. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just the guy with the oddly colored suit.
And the electrical equipment in the plot. What are those called? Pliers, tweezers, right, Ryan?
Oh, yeah, that's the way he's working. I thought you were talking about the cigarette, but like, hey, lighting up a cigarette for somebody, that is a universal language. Don't do it, kid. But if you ever get in doubt, share a cigarette. At least they'll know you're cool.
Yeah. Remember that line from Goldeneye? She says, I'm going to get some coffee. I'm going for a cigarette. Boris. What?
Sorry, it's the fact that they're laughing because he can't smoke.
No, he can't. I thought I posted on the internet. No.
Nowadays, if you did something like that, it would have to be a joint. Oh, yeah, he's noticing he came unarmed. Oh, someone does finally. Thank you. I'm sorry. You know a little Russian and you come up with a line like that? I couldn't do that with Spanish, and I took 7 years of it.
Oh, they met once at the consulate overseas, along with your wife.
Well, yeah, he had said that at the beginning when he was in the conference room. But the fact that he met his wife, too.
What gives you the right to fire on my ship? Your signal said nothing of a torpedo.
Yep. That's the idea.
Oh, he says, as we speak, they're being rescued. There you go, Ryan.
Send the signal. That's correct.
You shot the signal. That's correct, sir.
You talked to me.
Well, that was a guess, but seemed logical at the time.
I mean, yeah, brand new equipment, nothing like that. Sure.
Very well. I present you Red October. My officers and I request asylum in the United States of America.
Like, son of a bitch pulled it off. Goddamn Soviets. Oh, they're telling.
This is getting real serious and personal now, folks. Once again, we are here for the 35th anniversary watch-along of what is known as the Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin. Do not forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. If you're joining us live on the replay, thank you so much for doing so. If you have any thoughts on this movie or any other movie that features these actors or actresses, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. We're more than happy to hear from you as they come in respectively. Ryan, where are we at in the film as far as the timestamp goes?
We are currently at an hour, 56 minutes, and 10 seconds on the dot.
Well, there you go. You can keep your copy on physical media or streaming service and watch this movie along with us and share your thoughts down below. We would love to hear from you. Thank you to everyone who has joined us and everyone who has commented thus far. And thank you once again to our good friend Ryan, the Real Dealer Regan, for being our special co-host on this episode of Movie Watch Along. Increase the flank.
It's like I just write books. I'm not even an agent. What do I do? Turn the knob.
Have you, just out of curiosity, have you read any of the Tom Clancy best-selling novels, Ryan?
No. Closest I ever got to Tom Clancy was playing Rainbow Six on PlayStation.
Was it any good, the video game?
Oh, yeah. No, the game's great.
Okay.
Actually, I kind of wonder why they stopped doing Tom Clancy stuff, but I never looked into it. I think Call of Duty just became that much more popular.
I know a Call of Duty a new game just came out not too long ago, didn't it? Or am I thinking of something else?
Turn the wheel. Don't turn the wheel. Turn the wheel. I am turning the wheel. You don't doubt the man at this point.
Why would he turn directly into the so-and-so path? Torpedo steady bearing a 315, 5,000 yards in closing.
If I have to venture a guess, it's probably going to be like playing chicken. It's probably easier to go towards the torpedo rather than try to escape in the other direction.
Yeah, we can get that. We can get that. For sure. Or, excuse me, yes.
Go inside or duck under it or something.
They keep mentioning this weapon being fired, the torpedo, and I mean, granted, it's coming awfully soon, awfully quick, but you know, what books? Excuse me? Pardon me?
What
books did you write? Oh, I wrote a biography on Admiral Halsey and a fighting sailor about naval combat tactics, you know? I know this book. Torpedo. Yeah, your conclusions were all wrong, Ryan. 10 seconds. 10 seconds? Halsey acted stupidly.
I feel like I've heard that sentence my whole life.
Oh, really? What, about books or about a human being?
No, that, conclusions are wrong.
Oh, sorry, I was... Whoa, wait a minute. Why did it just... I don't get it. It didn't go off? It just... Combat tactics, Mr. Ryan. By turning into the torpedo, the captain closed the distance before it could arm itself. So that's it?
No. Oh, okay. So because he got closer to it, it didn't have time to get ready to blow up. Oh! I think we found the saboteur.
Whoa! Get down, get down. Jeez, who was that guy? That's what it sounded like, sir. Gunfire? That's what it sounded like, sir. What changed his mind? It's got to be one of the crew. Well, whoever he is...
Oh, no. They got the captain? Oh, they got him. All that blood and no opening. Oh, no, he doesn't get his round wife in his RV. Man.
Oh, I don't remember this either. Oh, man, I'm shocked.
That sucks.
I don't remember this. Man, it's been so long since I've seen this movie. I don't remember a number of certain events that happen that go down during the course of this film. Jeez.
Nobody can blow one up. Yeah. Now that's a peace offering. That's how you get someone on your side.
Thank you. Don't just stand there. Right? Go with him.
Shoot the guy. Go.
You speak English, right? Yes, sir. Get your butt over here, Captain Torpedo.
I'm not crying. You're crying. Now go kill a guy.
Jeez.
Oh. You got wings too.
Oh, he says he can incinerate the ship. Jeez.
I mean, do you really want to insinuate the ship now that you have Americans on there? Now that's an act of war.
Don't let him get past you. Hey, Ryan, be careful what you shoot at. Hmm? Most things in here don't react too well to bullets.
That's a line. That is a line. That feels like the line has been used before.
Really?
Since, but not before this movie. But
no, I thought.
Oh, that was just a scene right there. The tubes going down and him.
Yeah, it's a good establishing shot, right, Ryan?
Oh yeah. I have to be careful what I shoot at. He's just shooting at everything. Yeah, but he wants to blow it up. Oh, doesn't help. Shake that man loose. And nobody shake Sean Connery loose. Just ask his wife. I think Sean. Yeah, if you Google Sean Connery and spousal stuff, you'll understand. I'm not saying anything more about it. Now he's gotta get ready to fight, so take off the jacket, opens up one button, so like, okay, I'm loose, I'm good. No turbulence on a sub. And you can hear the music just like piping up a little bit, and it's like, oh, we're getting to it. We're in that third act. Right, just don't react well to bullets. Yeah, like me. Oh my god, this is so from Die Hard. This is so from Die Hard. McTiernan has his things, I swear. It's like talking to yourself while mimicking stuff. It's like, that works. Oh, that's got to be some hot water. I mean, I know this is probably going to turn out well, but you just don't know how well. That's the thing. When you're in the heat of the moment, you're not sure who's really going to survive, even if it does turn out to be a pleasant ending. Oh, somebody's coming in to deflect. See what they did is they created the surge that just went to Dallas. Because Dallas can handle it. Come on. Eat the charges. Take it. Come on, Big D. Do it. I think it did it. And now all the Russians in the boat are like, oh my god. Captain scared him. Sure they did. Yeah. No, that Captain Ramius is perfect, man. Wow. Who is it? Seriously, who is the saboteur? Wait, the white shirt. Is it the cook? No. Yes, it's the cook. Oh, it's the freaking cook. No wonder we established him earlier in the film. I should have even remembered. God damn it. Do it. I thought that was enough bullets. That works. But now is this thing still going to get hit? Can you make it out of it with that big old lug of... Come on, do something, do something. Doesn't look like they're going to make it. Now's a good time to flinch. Flinch now. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's it. That's the money shot right there. Whoo! Turned it around and brought it back on him. This is why you always charge towards your enemies and you don't run away. Oh, and they're thinking the Red October is the one that got hit. Ah, poor guys. Back up the wreckage, spread across the right area.
So, did they hit the actual Red October and they got out before it exploded, or did they hit something else?
No. Because he went ahead and headed towards them, Red October was heading towards the Russian vessel, and he had their missile come back around to hit the Russian vessel.
Oh, okay. So they hit the other submarine. Okay, got it. Perhaps in the future, technology will do investigation.
Perhaps. He might Jelly beans like Reagan did.
Ronald Reagan, the actor?
Huh. Yeah, he had a thing for jelly beans.
I did not know that. I did not know that. But who was his vice president? Jerry Lewis. I suppose Jane Wyman was the first lady, and Jack Benny was Secretary of the Treasury, right? I'm sorry, I couldn't help it, Ryan. That movie turns 40 later this year. You know what I mean? And we will be here for 40th anniversary watch along of that movie known as Back to the Future, in case anyone's wondering.
Wow. So Russia looks like it lost 2 submarines. Not a good look. Sorry, Soviet.
Yeah, I was going to say, where are we going with this? Pentecost River north of... I forgot what it said there. North of something something.
Oh, fishing. That's good. That's exactly what he likes.
There is one question you haven't asked me yet. Why? Well, I figured you would tell me when you were ready.
There are those who believe we should attack the United States first. That'll everything in one moment. Red October was built for that purpose.
When the dust settles, it's going to be hell to pay over there. Well, perhaps, but maybe something good will come from it.
A little revolution
now and then. It's a healthy thing, don't you think?
Oh, gotta tag that line for now. Woo!
You still like to fish, Ryan? Mm-hmm. There's a river, not unlike this one, where my grandfather taught me to fish.
See
you grant each man new hope.
As sleep brings dreams of home.
Sleep brings dreams of home.
Sorry, I know the quoting thing is usually your thing, but it's like...
No, it's okay.
Oh, that was a color. Oh, okay. Now I feel bad for quoting it. Welcome to the new world. Yeah, just don't do what Chris Columbus did. Sadly enough, I think that's the one part of this movie that's actually dated it outside of the Walkman. Yeah, he's not scared of the plane now. He's just knocked out. And then a new Stanley to replace the old. Oh, and funny enough, customers also watch Down Periscope, rated PG-13. That's up next in 10 seconds or so, but I am going to go to watch the credits.
Oh man, yeah, going from a serious action or dramatic thriller to a comedy like that, jeez.
Hey, submarines are going to stick together.
So we found out.
Did you see that? They actually credited the bear as himself.
Well, yeah. Not only that, did you notice? So the saboteur at the that we found out at the end of the movie was actually the cook, right? It was one of the cooks.
Yeah.
Or I think it was the same cook he interacted with in the beginning of the movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, the same cook.
Oh, it was the same guy. Okay.
That's why they established him in the film. So this way you realize that is also a potential character, even though you didn't see him at all from that scene up until the end.
Good point. Well, yeah, I didn't think about that, but that's a good point, though. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end credit sequence of what is known as The Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin. Ryan, final thoughts on this movie? And on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you going to give it?
Let's see. Well, again, I'm not necessarily one for the political thrillers like that, but once you get through all the jargon of it all and you don't feel like you're necessarily being lost in the conversation, once you really figure out what the movie is about and what it's trying to say and what the characters are trying to do, it's enjoyable. I think you do have to be someone who really likes these kinds of movies in order to get invested in it. I wouldn't necessarily say like any old movie watcher, hey, go ahead and check it out, because unless you can actually find something of appeal to this, which for me, the appeal is really like, Sean Connery and his confidence, Alec Baldwin and his nerdiness. There's almost like a juxtaposition between the two characters. So that makes for a fun dynamic. But I would probably rate it at a good 7. I would say a good 7. Definitely probably not an easy movie for people to get into, but if this is your bag, I think you'll enjoy it. And obviously, whether or not you see it for being the kind of movie that heralded a lot of movies from it or not, take it for what it is. Don't mind the accent.
Right. Yeah. A lot of suspension of disbelief with certain character actors portraying certain individuals from a certain country and things of that nature. But still, all that suspension of disbelief, notwithstanding here, Ryan. Yeah, no, this movie's a lot. Why would I say the word fun? It's not fun. But it is dramatic. It is thrilling. It is got some good action sequences. It's got tons and tons of great character actors in there, whether it's Tim Curry, Joss Ackland, Star Trek's own Gates McFadden makes a cameo as Jack Ryan's wife, which I think is kind of cool. So there's a lot of great actors. What I'm trying to say is solid story, great cast, lots of great character actors. John McTiernan is, I know he's had some problems over the years, and then he came back. He's done some things here and there, whatever it may be. Outside of all the other stuff he may or may not have been involved in, he's directed some of the best action films of all time, whether it's this one, whether it's Die Hard, whether it's, here's one for you that doesn't get a whole lot of attention. Last Action Hero with Schwarzenegger. That meta action movie that was way ahead of its time in 1990.
With the Danny DeVito voiced cat detective, right?
Yeah, look out there. There's a cartoon cat. He was supposed to be back on duty. He was only suspended for a month. Now shut up. It's just, I'm sorry. Listen, Ryan, I grew up watching that movie many, many times on VHS, if not DVD. And Last Action Hero was a fun movie. And it's a movie that was way ahead of its time. And it came out the same weekend as Jurassic Park, hence the reason it got buried in the box office, got buried in the ratings, got buried by critics. didn't get a whole lot of attention from audiences, but it's a fun action movie that makes fun of action movies because it's meta. So
almost makes you wonder if Sam Neill got into Jurassic Park in order to make McTiernan feel like, okay, you're going to kill off my character. Okay, my movie's going to dominate your movie at the box office in a couple of years.
That's true, which in this case, it would have been Jurassic Park directed by Spielberg, which is, Ryan's got a point. So as far as Hunt for Red October goes, I like it. It's a good movie. It's a solid movie. 8 out of 10 for me. I like it. I'm going to go back and watch it again here potentially this weekend if I have time, or in the very near future when I have some time to spare, just to let everybody know. And all that good stuff. And to me, of all the Jack Ryan movies, this to me is the best one. I think this is the best Jack Ryan movie. I mean, I know some people have love for the Harrison Ford iteration. There are some who prefer the Ben Affleck Sum of All Fears iteration, and maybe 1.5 people who like Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit with Chris Pine, which was directed by Kenneth Branagh of all people. Kenneth Branagh is a great actor / director, I think. But for me, for my money, just if anyone's curious, I rate the Jack Ryan movie simply as this. Hunt for Red October for me is number 1. I would say Patriot Games with Harrison Ford is number 2. Because I really liked what Harrison Ford did as Jack Ryan, like an older, more grizzled Jack Ryan, in my opinion. Number 3 would be, this is going to shock everybody, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit with Chris Pine. I actually enjoyed to a little bit of a degree because I like Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley's in it. Keira Knightley's in it, and I like her. And Kenneth Branagh directed it, and he was also the main villain. So that's not an easy thing for him to do. But I thought he did. Listen, it's an enjoyable action movie for what it is. And then 4 would be Sum of All Fears, and then 5 would be Clear and Present Danger, which is the last one with Harrison Ford as Jack Ryan. So that's how I rank the Jack Ryan movies. I mean, Ryan, do you have any rankings of these movies, or do you need to go back and watch them?
I would have to go watch. Like I said, I didn't even realize that the Chris Pine one existed until you just said one.
Yeah, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea about that.
Okay. I think it came out in 2013, early 2010s. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that one slipped under the radar, but
it did.
Obviously I have memories of the Harrison Ford one, sure. Sum of All Fears was not interested, mostly because it was just Ben Affleck. But
Ben Affleck, yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like it's not like Bond movies where it's like you can go ahead and change the character, but so much of it still stays the same. From the interpretation that you've gotten in Jack Ryan movies, Jack Ryan has, and sometimes, been a completely different character than what you've gotten from a previous movie. Like, obviously, the Jack Ryan that we got here with Alec Baldwin, very little comparison can be made between him and, say, Harrison Ford with the 2 movies that he did, because they're just very different characters in a sense. Even though this is all just Tom Clancy's character, it almost feels like the movie interpretations does take a little bit of artistic license. So I would really have to go ahead and just watch all of them in order to give any kind of accuracy. But from what I can understand, it's like apples and oranges. So
it really is.
You can rank them. You can rank them because obviously you are the expert more so on this than I am. But
and me, I have the whole set of movies on Blu-ray. So
you've got a lot on me then in that sense. I have a big collection, but I don't even have a single one of those films. So it would have to be it would be a project, I think.
Well, you got a Jack Ryan movie for every day of the week, Monday through Friday, in case you want to do one movie a night. So
that would be a thing, yes.
That would be a thing, yeah. Start with Red October all over again, and then go from there.
Exactly.
If you wanted to, but that's up to you. I'm going to leave that up to Ryan, the Real Dealer Regan. But for me, I enjoy this. Check it out if you haven't seen it. If you're into this sort of thing, a political thriller, a thriller, or an action movie, action thriller kind of thing, directed by John McTiernan, who's directed, like I said before, some of the best action films of all time. Give it a whirl. Check it out. It's streaming on Paramount Plus, Amazon Prime, a few other streaming services I'm sure out there that may have access to this movie. So check it out. It is available on not just streaming services, but it is, like a lot of things these days, it's available on physical media in DVD or Blu-ray form or digital HD. So check that out.
Before they don't make it anymore.
Or something. Yeah, exactly. So buy this stuff before they don't make it anymore. You're right. Yeah. Get it while the iron's hot, as one might say. So thank you all for joining us for this episode of Movie Watch Along concerning the 35th anniversary of the Hunt for Red October. Ryan, the Real Dealer Regan, if someone wants to know more about you and your taste in movies, or maybe find out what is the ultimate ranking of the Jack Ryan movies according to Ryan, the Real Dealer Regan, where can they follow you?
Yeah. Oh, because that's coming down the pipe. No. Basically, wherever you find social media, you can find me at Real or Deal. That's REEL, because I am just a movie idiot like that. But you can find it on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, X, if you really care about X nowadays. Pretty much anywhere you go, you can find me. And yeah, just go ahead, shoot me a line, and we'll have a convo. And if there's something that you want me to watch eventually, let me know, and I'll even pass it by Ryan here to see if it's something that falls within the and I quote Watchalong cinematic universe with anniversaries and stuff, because that's what he does. The man does anniversaries, and if it fits in with something I would have seen, you can find me here too.
Absolutely. Thank you, good sir, for being with us. I'm going to talk to you here again momentarily. My name is Ryan of Anti Quote Channel. Thank you so much to Ryan the Real Deal or Regan for being a part of this. We love it when he's here with us. Chatting it up, as one might say. It's a lot of fun. And we also go on random tangents, too, as we did throughout the course of this episode. Right, Ryan? Yeah, he's nodding to me in the background there. So you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Check us out on across all forms of social media, specifically at Anti-Quote Channel. You can follow us there. Movie watch-alongs are the second, third, and fourth Friday of each month at 7 p.m. EST. The Meaning of Fandom is going to be on the first Fridays of each month at 7 p.m. EST. And then the flagship show that we do is And I Quote, where we interview some of the best indie creators from all over the world, is on Saturdays, 12 p.m. EST, unless otherwise there might be a special episode or on a special day, a special time. You will be notified if you follow us across our forms of social media and all that kind of jazz. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Once we do, we're going through a great big live stream celebration that will include returning favorites, special guests, and special giveaways that you, the incredible viewer/subscriber, is going to be eligible to win. Also, we got merch. It's on sale right now. Links are in my link tree down below in the description of this video and on our social media bios. We have shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs, stationery, throw pillows, some other wonderful things that you can use to decorate your home or add to your collection, if as it were. And they're all on sale, so check it out. It's in a Redbubble store. Just check out the link tree below in the description for more information on that one. So yeah, get ready. March Madness is around the corner, Ryan. So we got some really good movies that are turning a certain age. One of them just happens to be those 4 Heroes in a Half Shell. TMNT from 1990 turns 35, and we're going to be celebrating that big time in the month of March. And March Madness is going to be, what do they call it, Ryan? Bossa Nova? Chevy Nova? No. Excellent. Yeah. So that's what it's going to be. All that and then some. So thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified of when the videos go up or they go live. And happy 35th anniversary to the entire cast and crew of The Hunt for Red October.
The most brilliant commander in the Soviet Navy.
Ramey has trained most of their officer corps. He's nearly a legend in the submarine community.
The most deadly submarine ever built.
This thing could park a couple of 100 warheads off Washington. Nobody'd know a thing about it until it was all over.
And once more, we play our dangerous game with our old adversaries, the American Navy.
His plan is a mystery.
A man with your responsibilities reading about the end of the world.
Apparently, he has suffered a kind of nervous breakdown in which he announced his intention to fire his missiles on the United States.
We want us to help you hunt him down, kill him.
Open the outer doors, firing point procedures.
We sail into history.
I'm gonna blow him right to Mars.
Ramius might be trying to defect.
You're just an analyst. What can you possibly know what goes on in his mind?
I'll give you 3 days to prove your theory correct.
I am not field personnel. I am only an analyst.
You're perfect.
I'm expendable.
He's defecting. You willing to bet your life on that?
From the best-selling novel by Tom Clancy. From the director of Die Hard.
Give this man a chance.
My orders are specific. Battle stations.
Sean Connery, Alec Baldwin, James Earl Jones, Scott Glenn, Sam Neill. The Hunt for Red October.